Good morning and welcome to the Hypto cryptocurrency review for Monday, the 11th of December 2017, and technically we're going to be able to say soon this is advice. If this is exciting for you, just raise your hand and do a little dance. On the weekend, I thought I was in torture. On the weekend, I thought I was in torture. I had numerous things to do, but as I was cleaning the pool this morning and thinking of why a pool needs to be cleaned anyway and how little value you get out of a pool for how much cleaning you have to do of it, I looked back on my weekend and I thought, boy, there are some big takeaways from this new line. Probably the least significant, or maybe the most significant, is I can't stand looking at women, even though they have great bodies and are naked, who look like reptiles. Full stop. Yes, we went to my stepson's bucks party on Friday all day. Full stop, new line. And during that, I found many young people who were saying Bitcoin is a scam and that you wouldn't trust it, and they were so scared it was ridiculous. And then on Sunday, I met a hedge fund operator for one of the world's largest hedge funds, and he lives in Switzerland. And what he told me was pretty amazing. He was also scared of Bitcoin. And he also told me something that has some pretty significant implications for the Australian stock market as well, and the way we think about it. A few days ago, we were talking about the first signs of confusion. The chart looked the same as this. This was a number of weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago, and it looked like it was getting confused. And then it went higher. Recently, it's looked confused and it went a bit lower and everyone got scared. New line. You will notice this post which I put up. This post which I put up last night in response to somebody who was looking at the 5-minute chart, who was saying he's an investor in Bitcoin. I said last week I was suggesting to PH, and he was worried that he bought some and it went down. And basically, you can see the post, and I wish I could type better, but that's in the middle of the night. And I was basically saying, okay, we have the 38.2% retracement of this entire range right here. This looks like an ABC pattern. You'll notice I was talking about this being a triangle. So this is actually ABC. And we saw a completion of that to the downside. So I basically said it may pay for investors to get interested around this area and ignore 5-minute charts. I think that's still the case. Let's refer to my post last night where I talked about the 38.2% retracement on the big 4-hour chart rather than the 5-minute chart. And you will see that it got close to the 38.2% retracement area and has come up on quite strong strength. And I was talking about it retracing from Friday into Monday. Now, they've gotten ahead of the game. They scared out all of the idiots that were buying and not knowing what they were buying at and not being able to hold on. New line. If you're going to stay in Bitcoin, you need to learn how to hold on. Because this is going a lot higher if my conversations with the hedge fund managers from Switzerland and the young fellas from the construction industry who have no clue about Bitcoin and are scared of it, if they are typical, and I believe they are from all the conversations I've had about Bitcoin, then it's going well higher, new line. On the 1 week chart, we can see quite clearly the week is not over on this chart. And what we see quite clearly is a lack of any retracement on the weekly time frame. So this trend is still in place. You'll notice that last week we had the most volume that we have ever seen. And I'm not sure how to read the volume on this chart, but it may be that volume was something like 913,000 Bitcoin. The most ever trading that has ever happened, and the price is going up. For technical analysis, that's fuel to the fire of the Bitcoin boom. What are you seeing instead, Mark? Because how come you think you're not seeing any charts? I'm showing screen and it's showing on my screen as you're getting a weekly chart. No chart is there now. Sorry, you're still not seeing any charts. That's curious. Now let me see if I can show you a screen. Vision is terrific, says Jen. I can see chart now. Okay. Okay, so so let's go in and have a look at Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash. Now, I was holding some Bitcoin Cash and I took advantage of the rally here to sell out of my Bitcoin Cash. It's still weak, in my opinion. Really, Bitcoin is still king. Now, this is confused, so we probably could see it higher, even up to 2,800 on another manipulation, but otherwise, it's just not as good as Bitcoin, new line. Bitcoin Gold, new line. The same applies. It's just not as good as Bitcoin. It's in confusion. And yes, it's an interesting side issue, but it's not the main game, new line. I was listening to a video about by an expert in Bitcoin who's been a promoter of it, or like inspired by it for a number of years. And he basically said there was a Bitcoin Cash website was used to steal cryptocurrencies. The actual official Bitcoin Gold website was used to pinch currencies, new line. Now, I don't know the full details of that, but a lot of people are suspicious of these forked currencies, new line. Dash, that's had an inside week. It's indecisive. I would say it's still going higher, and you buy it on a break above $800 with a stop loss below $600, looking for $1,000. EOS USD, new line. On the weekly chart, we see it flew a little bit high near to the sun, near to its old top, and then the sellers came out of the woodwork. It's still pretty good. I would say it would probably be able to come down to around about $3 for some support. And if we get the chance to buy down there, we should be. Because look at the volume and the way up. A good correction of 1 to 2 weeks would be very healthy for this, and good buying down at $3, new line. ETH USD Ethereum, new line. Now this has held stronger than Bitcoin in the recent terms, but when we look at the current settings, we see a triangle, new line. So it probably goes higher, and it's the best thing to have a stop loss at $360. It may even want to get down to $380 or a little bit lower than that. But otherwise, Ethereum is in a not bad a position versus other currencies, new line. I'd like to see better volume, but there's probably one more push up. IoT USD, new line. IOTA. This has had a magical move. And I would say somewhere between $3 and maybe $3.80 would be, sorry, that area would be useful. Or picking up with a stop loss below $2.50. And it still goes higher. Look at the volume on that. Volume is awesome. LTC USD, Litecoin. And that's something I'm thinking about doing as like a group of educational thing. I'll show you, I'll talk to you about that later. Because I definitely have some good thing. Now, so what we're seeing in Litecoin is that it did wash down below $93, which was where I'd placed a stop loss. And then I said if it broke $108, it was going higher. And it broke $108 and it went well and truly higher, new line. At the moment, we have to think this is heading towards about $200. And if you are long, have your stop loss at $100. I'm sitting on not very many Litecoin, but I have some. So I'm a little bit happy about that new line. It also shows the nature of the really beautiful manipulations that we see in these currencies. In the good ones, they will wash it out until you bleed yourself to death, and then they'll take it back up really quickly. Neo USD. Nothing really exciting in this other than if you were long, you'd have your stop loss at $24, new line. On Power BTC, you will notice that it's been falling on declining volume over the weeks. So it is coming into a bit of a buy zone wherever that is, new line. And you will notice that most indicators still point south with this. And that's probably due to the strength of Bitcoin rather than problems itself with the power ledger itself. Ripple, XRP, USD. Apparently, the big news about Ripple was that they put in 5.3 billion coins into escrow. Now, Ripple has been washing itself back and forth recently between 25 cents and 21 cents, new line, and more previously between about 20 cents and 28 cents, new line. And with that much money sitting in escrow, it's going to be very hard for it to go higher because there will be sellers there just waiting to sell once it comes out of escrow, new line. So I thought this was an okay currency to play with, but the only thing to do is really buy it when it gets down low and sell when it gets high, new line. Zcash, we see nothing happening there, new line. XMR USD, Monero, this is quite a nice pattern. And like its friends, Litecoin, it's probably going higher. That was interesting, the duplication of the drawings that I just put in. That's very annoying. I don't think I can actually get rid of them. Anyway, I'm trying to mark up these charts a little bit, which is quite good. I also want to be able to snap a picture from here and do something interesting with that. But so far, I've been able to do nothing. Load chart layout, save chart layout. There's some toys that I want to get used to, like being able to snap and print something. Monero. Okay. Okay, so I think that's enough for the cryptos. Everyone have a good day who's on a crypto only, and pick you up, and we'll talk soon. Cheers, bye. Save chart as template.